talk about pro-blackness or pro-black empowerment, they're not going to really greenlight that. But
no, they're not going to greenlight it. They stopped greenlighting it with Public Enemy and everything. And then when Dirty did this shit at the Grammys, that was their excuse for them to even try to blackball Wu. You understand what I'm saying?
And for the rest
when Dirty did that shit on stage,
should have won that album. They should have won for best album, the rap album of the year. Yes, they should have won.
So Dirty spoke his truth. But guess what? Just like any other person of power, if they feel that they can't control you, they will what? Disassemble you in any shape, form, or fashion necessary.
And that album got it right there because that was they did the tour with Rage Against the Machine.
I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Bill Cosby was gonna buy NBC. Bill Cosby had the money to buy NBC. A black man had the money to buy a predominantly white company. So what did they do to make sure that he won't attempt to try to do anything else? They get a whole bunch of monkey broads from 19 whatever the fuck, before I was even fucking born, to talk about some shit that, motherfucker, it's been statute of limitations for that type of shit. And on top of that shit, during the 60s and 70s, everybody was getting fucking high. Everybody. Every celebrity party in the 60s and 70s had coke and pills in that motherfucker. And if your ass was there, then guess what? You're partaking in it. If you didn't, you probably was slipping Mickeys too. That's what they was doing in the 60s and 70s when they was partying. But yet, y'all focus on this man. I'm fucking glad Cosby is home. He ain't need to be in fucking jail. He nigga was too fucking old. But they did that to what? To silence whatever shit that he was going to do that was going to basically be a profit for the culture. Come on, man.
One thing about it, because that's a very complex issue on a lot of levels with that, in terms of, because we do know in the deposition he did admit to it, and that was where the loophole came in. Of course he admitted to it.
It was the 70s. Who did not was drugging with bitches in the 70s? Any motherfucker that was partying in the 60s and 70s with bitches, especially a celebrity, you cannot deny that shit. You was there. Mm-hmm. I mean, how can you deny it? It's the 60s and 70s. You're a star, and you're in these white people's cribs that has nothing but cocaine, pills, and alcohol, and bitches.
But it also becomes more complex with Bill in terms of the whole thing, in terms of his actual, we step outside the issue, of course, with those, with the women and those, and everything. It also talks about his actual relationship with the black community in terms of things he said, disparaging statements.
Because that's the whole thing. He could say that. Mm-hmm. You know why he could say that about the black community? Because everything he been doing was for the black community. See, when you do things for people and all they do is give you your ass to kiss and everything else, you'll be tight too. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's a term, not everybody can eat off your plate. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Not everybody can eat off your plate because these motherfuckers are scavengers. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he said what he had to. He said what he said, but guess what? He was fucking right. Because out of every race, and I'm being 1,000 about it. Out of every race on this planet, the worst race is the black one. Because guess what? You know why? Because we don't know how to support each other. We too busy bringing each other fucking down. Mm-hmm. We too busy trying to fucking to be ahead. It's a crab in a barrel effect, man.
And for
Think about it.
People talk,